Welcome to the Friday update. If you're holding dollars in your savings, they're losing value. Every Friday, I go over what I call the commodity update, showing that there are ways to hold things other than dollars because the dollar keeps losing value. In other words, you can purchase less over time. Now, until you come to this realization, you may not want to buy things like other commodities and things we'll get into later. Let me first say this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm showing you and telling you what I do. And as you can see, I'm not young, so I've been doing these sort of things for a while because when I think about preserving wealth or preserving savings, I want to be able to hand things down to my children, grandchildren, whatever it may be, or just for myself in the not so distant future, know that the money I'm saving is actually going to have some value. Because as I always say, the government is not on your side. They just want your tax money and they want more of it. And the banks, they're not on your side either. They want your cash. They want to give you just a little bit of return and they want to re-lend that out to other people because that's how they make money. So if you're new to this channel, let's just go over the dollar itself and show you what it means that it loses value. So right here is an article about visualizing the purchasing power of the dollar. It says it's no secret that a dollar now will get you less than it would 100 years ago. But just how much has the purchasing power of the dollar decreased over the years? So they have this graphic to show you that about 100 years ago they got $100 right here. And then it goes down over time, and eventually it's worth not much. In other words, that $100 that you're saving today over time is look how much it's losing in value. A quick way to look at it is they put it here in tabular form in 1913, $100. In 2019, it'll buy you $3.87. So you bust your hump, you save all this money, you're super happy, you've got maybe some kids, maybe you got some grandkids, and you hand some money to your grandkids and you say, I've saved and I worked hard my whole life, here's $3.87, go buy some chicken nuggets. And they're like, awesome, we're going to get chicken nuggets. You're like, whoa, I mean, not like a whole box, just maybe 2. Right? This is ridiculous. You think to yourself, well, this doesn't make any sense. Why is this happening? Well, because of inflation and the fact that things get more expensive and the dollar loses its value over time. Again, it's not in your favor. Here's just another easier way to look at the graphic where they go from $100 all the way down to $3. And you'll see that in prior videos that I have, I talk about and show you people like Kathy Wood or Michael Saylor and others talking about the fact that currency devalues. Okay, so now that we understand that, what can we do about it? Well, we can start saving things instead of just dollars. So you might have the next 3 months, 4 months, 6 months of expenses in dollars. You might have some emergency savings for car repairs, whatever it may be in dollars. But if you're starting to save a significant amount, I'm not talking about your 401ks or your IRAs and I'm not talking about your investments. I'm just talking about the fact that you might be growing some savings in the banks and you may want to look at other ways to hold that. So first off, inflation. They update this once a month. And you can see where inflation has been lately. Now, recently, it was up around 9-10%. We all know how much gas has gone up and food has gone up and everything. But here it's down around 3.5%. Now, it's gone up over the last month. February is 3.2 when we looked at it last. Now it's 3.5. The Federal Reserve will tell you that they want to be around 2%. So they see this as a problem, as we all do, right? But that's not coming down. So they're going to continue to do what they're doing, which is probably not cut rates. Okay, so let's look at, if you just have dollars, what are you going to get? Savings rates. This is updated every month. It's been updated recently as of about April 15th. So on the chart here, you can see we look at when we first started this earlier in the year compared to today. It looks like the savings rate hasn't changed much. So you got money just sitting in a savings account, you're going to get 0.46%. Inflation is 3.5%. You're losing value as the money sits there. Then I just like to look at a 3-month. There's a lot of different rates here, but why a 3-month? Because in order to get additional, you might want to rotate the money. So if you need the money or you think you might need it in a short period of time, if you've got 3 months of savings, well, then anything over that, you could rotate. Some people will rotate and get a 3-month CD, and every month they just buy another one, because one comes due. Okay, 1.65%. Great, not beating inflation. Now, if you get a treasury bill, 3-month, you're getting 5.46. So that's better, right? Not phenomenal, but better. So there you might be able to save a little more. Okay, so those are the savings. Now let's talk about commodities. For me, I like to use this site because it happens to show the current gold price, silver price, and then updated crypto. Now, some of you are going to say, crypto, not interested. And others might say, I think it's the future. Well, personally, I've been through so many different things when it comes to the dot-com bubble, the great financial crisis. And I had an internet company during the dot-com bubble. I've been through that. So I've seen things that have worked and things that haven't worked. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, I'll be the first to admit. So when this whole debate about Bitcoin comes up and someone says, well, pick a side. Well, no, I'm not going to pick a side. But am I going to invest in Bitcoin? Personally, I am, I have, and I will continue to do so. Whether or not I think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, or whether or not I think it's just total baloney, I'm not going to miss out. I had an interesting conversation with a financial advisor recently, and they said this Bitcoin stuff, they don't understand. They don't want anything to do with it. Want nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's total baloney. And I said, that's interesting. So you wouldn't allocate just 1% of your funds to something like Bitcoin? Would people consider this to be digital gold? No, I wouldn't. Okay. 0.1%, you see where this is going? No. 0.01%? No. Okay. Even this is not how I feel, but if I thought it was just total baloney, I'm not going to miss out. I personally would still put some money into this thing. How much I put in, well, you can allocate different amounts and you can diversify, but I wouldn't not do it. Let's talk about silver. For a very long time, I've known people that have just been beating the drum about silver over and over. It's going to $100, going to $1,000, going to $5. They've been buying silver forever. Have I been buying silver? I have. Am I a proponent, or am I like, oh, wow, silver, can't wait to buy more silver. Give me more silver. No. But have I been buying silver over time? Yeah, just like I've been buying gold, because I think it's a hedge against inflation. Now it has been going up percentage-wise quite substantially. So every prediction eventually comes true. You can say the market's going to go down for 10 years, and eventually it's going to go down. You can say the market's going to go up, and then eventually it's going to go up. And then you're going to say, oh, I'm the smartest in the world. And that's not really how it works. So I'm just talking about diversifying that money. Let's look at the gold price. The gold price is $2,400, up substantially from when we first started buying it. If you started with me back earlier this year when I started doing these shows. I've been buying it for a while, but the show itself. Silver up substantially, 28.69. We've got Bitcoin still up at 64,500. Today is the day of the halving, if you're watching this when I publish it. And Ethereum over $3,000. So I just happen to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum as two of the top cryptos, two of the first mover advantages. A lot of people say Bitcoin is the world's gold, and I've heard Ethereum talked about as the world's computer. Lots of competitors to these things. Not really to Bitcoin. It kind of stands out. People consider Bitcoin, and then they call everything else alternative coins. Although I think some people might not consider Ethereum an altcoin, but I don't know. I do. I consider everything other than Bitcoin an altcoin. That's just me. And do I have other crypto? Yeah. Full disclosure, I probably have 40 or 50 different types. But Bitcoin and Ethereum are two of the largest market cap, and they seem to be the two that people are focusing on. As you probably know, Bitcoin itself has, I think there's 11 spot ETFs now, and Ethereum, they're applying, and they'll probably get some spot ETFs on Ethereum as well. So as you can see, while interest rates, inflation is up, interest rates are not great. If you hold things like crypto or gold over time, it works better for you. Now let's look at gold, and let's just talk about this article here. I did a whole show on what if you bought gold using this article, because this article says US dollar devalues by 99% versus gold in 100 years. So the dollar over 100 years went down, as we showed on that other chart, almost to nothing, right? But gold went up. So I've got a link below, but I'll just give you the quick version of it. And using this article, if you had $100 100 years ago, 100 US dollars, and you put that in the bank, and you got some interest on it, you paid taxes on your gains, you got interest, you paid taxes on your gains, what's it worth after 100 years? Then you took $100 and you bought gold. At the time, gold was $20 an ounce. Gold is now over $2,000 an ounce. Well, it's $2,400 today, but when I did the article, or I did the show, I think it was just over $2,000. Point is, after 100 years, with just the dollars, using that particular scenario, you ended up with around $2,000 in cash. Buying the gold, you ended up with around $8,000. Significant difference, obviously, right? It's worth 4 times as much, and some will tell you it's worth even more. So that just goes to show that in this case, because of inflation and these things that are never going to go away, by the way, government keeps printing money, the deficit keeps going up, countries are trying to get away from the dollar, it's not looking good. So inflation will probably continue somewhat strong, and the value is the dollar is devaluing. That's why people rush to things like gold and silver and crypto. So just another reason why you might want to consider looking at alternatives. So maybe not holding everything in cash, buying some gold, buying silver. I have shows on how to buy gold, how to buy silver. Are you buying it physically? Are you buying it in an ETF? Or are you buying a place that custodial holds it for you, like a vaulted, which is what I use. I've got shows on how to buy things like Bitcoin and stuff like that, easy and quick. So hopefully this show has been helpful, and you check in every Friday so you can see how our basket of goods is doing against inflation. Last thing I'll show is I always look at the 10-year Treasury. It's up quite a bit from the last time we talked. This is the U.S. 10-year Treasury note. It's at 4.61. Why do I look at this? This is something that a lot of people discuss. You'll see on financial channels and whatnot. There are things that it doesn't directly influence, but it is correlated, such as the 30-year mortgage rates tend to follow this. Rates are going up. As you can see, the note's going up. And markets look at this. It gives you an idea of what they think the future is going to hold for us. So thanks for watching, and I hope this has been enlightening and will help you preserve your wealth. Because, like I say, government and banks, not on your side. Have a great day, and I hope you subscribe so you don't miss future shows. Appreciate it.